Hello everyone, thank you for joining us. I'm Cesco Reale and here we have Francesco Salerno. Hi Francesco.
Hello everyone.
And Andres Kuusk from Estonia. Hi Andres.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. So, we want to introduce a little bit the championship that we are organizing, that you are playing, the Mochalunt championships. So that is World Championship of Abstract Games for national teams, and so that's why we have Andres that is representing Estonia. Francesco and myself, we are the main organizers with Veronica Candelaria from Canarias, Spain. And Francesco and myself, we are in the Abstracta Association for the promotion of abstract strategy games. So first of all, maybe we can do a round of introductions and then we can go deeply in the, or at least deeper in the championship. So myself, I'm Italian and Swiss. I'm in Switzerland, and I work a lot with games, particularly with abstract strategy games. I collaborate with the Swiss Museum of Games. I organize the Italian Festival of Mathematical Games. And I organized also in 2020 a symposium of abstract players in Milan, in which I met Francesco for the first time.
Sure.
So Francesco, if you want to introduce yourself.
Well, yeah, we met for the first time there. We started to collaborate then. I just a abstract game lover. My favorite game is probably Hive. A lot of people know me because of that. Don't know what else. And I really enjoyed playing another team championship for abstract games. And so I thought that having a national competition would have been a good thing and would be interesting for anyone. And we actually had, we currently have more than 100 people playing. So I'm sure there is some interest. Well, let's see what Andres thinks about it as well.
So Andres, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yeah, sure.
For the rare persons or players that don't know you.
Yeah, fine. I'm from Estonia, living in Tallinn, which is capital of Estonia. My occupation is risk manager, but I'm still quite heavily working with Mind Sports. Some years ago, I was even a professional player. In fact, for quite many years, I played professionally.
Which games?
Very different kind of Mind Sports. Mainly, I earned money from poker, because I think you have to include poker into the repertoire if you really want to have earn money nowadays. This seems to be the best way to go. But yeah, now I'm not professional anymore, but I still try to study the games and play as much as I can. So in order to still be competitive as much as possible.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I would add that he won several Pentamind.
4, I think, right?
4.
You won four Pentaminds at the Mind Sports Olympiads.
Indeed. But the last one was already 6 years ago, so it's quite a long time.
You're training new players now, right? You bring it up a new generation of players.
Yeah, I cannot take a lot of credit, unfortunately, from the strongest. Because of the strongest Estonian team, there are other people who deserve the credit. So basically, I'm only working with the best of the best who already make it into the Estonian team or at least close to it. Then I'm having some training sessions with them. But other than that, my my contribution is actually really small there, so cannot take a lot of credit. But super happy that Estonia is among the very, very best countries when it comes to the mind sports.
Mm-hmm. So maybe because we are talking about that, maybe you can I can postpone the introduction of the championship, and you can already go on introducing the Estonian team that is participating.
Yeah, okay. We have actually only 5 players, but all 5 players are very strong. All of them have been regular participants in the Mind Sports Olympiad. So we have a very strong female player, Madli Mirme, who has even won the female championships twice, I think. She is super strong.
Pentamind?
Yes, twice she has won the Pentamind, which is basically like the overall standings among women, ladies Pentamind. And she's especially strong in abstract games, even though she plays the Euro games and other types of games as well, but abstract games are the best suited for her. Then we have Georg Roomet, Topkin, who is also a super strong player. I think he has made the top 10 in the overall Pentamind championships at least once, maybe even twice. He skipped last year because it was online, but if this year it will be back in London in person, then he will surely participate again. Then we have Uno Kolk, who was junior world champion a couple of years ago, I think 3 years ago. And he has already also made it into the top 10, if I'm not mistaken. So they are approximately all on the same level, Kuno, Georg and Madi, all very competitive and able to beat almost anybody in the world. And then we have the youngest player of our team, Marku Sikla, who is only something like 15 or 16 years old, but also has already participated successfully in the MSO. I'm not sure whether he has also won the junior championships, but at least he has got the medal. I think he has got a silver medal, or maybe it was bronze. I think he has not won the gold yet, but he has still several chances to win it. Unfortunately, our superstar Martin Hõbemägi is not playing. He has won the overall Pentamind medal in the overall Pentamind at least twice, probably even 3 times. I think like silver and 2 bronzes. But he is too busy with his studies in the university, so that he decided in the last minute not to participate. If he had participated, I would have been quite sure that the Estonian team would have been big favorites. So in that sense, maybe it's even good for the tournament that he's not playing. Otherwise, we would have been very favorites. Now it's very close.
Well, he's still the favorite, probably, but never.
Perhaps.
Let's see.
The good thing of this
so
event
maybe
is,
let's. Sorry, Frasco.
No, it's a good thing of this event is there are so many games that even the best players probably don't know all of them, or they're not super familiar with all of them. So maybe there's of course they learn more quickly than others, but there's still a chance for everyone to try.
Yes. So let's explain what is Mochalunt. So Mochalunt, as we said, is the in Esperanto is Monda Campionato de Abstractaj Ludoj por Naciaj Teamoj, so World Championship of Abstract Games for national teams. And so the idea is that we have teams. Currently we have 14 teams. So we have teams from Europe, America, Africa, and Asia. And then every team is constituted by 4 up to 11 players. And the tournament is a Swiss tournament in 8 rounds. more or less each round lasts 1 month, something like that. And then in each round there are 4 games. So overall we have 32 games, 4 times 8. And so when the teams play against each other, they have table 1, player 1 against player. So, for example, Andres Kuusk from Estonia that played against Maurizio De Leo for Italy, for example, and so on and so on. And then when the 2 people play, they have to play all 4 games, and then finally we collect the points from all the players that played, and then the winner will depend on the number of points. Exactly. So this is in a nutshell the spirit of the championship. Frasco, I don't know if you want to add a few things about that.
Just highlight the spirit is to learn new games, meet new people, and of course there is competition, but I would say it's a bit more in the background. Like everyone wants to win, but since there are so many different games, no one is an expert in everything, and there is a more balancing system mechanism. And I think it's fun in a way. Well, I'm not playing. I wanted to play, but I assume it's pretty fun. I hope so, at least.
And by the way, in the rules, we explicitly wrote that we encourage the players to play with audio-video contact because everything is online. We didn't say that, and so that and we said also that the first 5 minutes should be dedicated to introduce. So that each player introduce to the other player, so in order to allow people to meet.
Can I ask, what are your favorite games in this event? Like, did you apart from the ones that you already knew and that you already played, that already played in the MSO, for example? I think there were a few new ones. Well, new, but not necessarily new to some players, but maybe classic games, but they were not playing much competitively.
So from those that I have not that I hadn't played before, I really like Santorini.
Okay.
It's somehow like I really enjoyed playing Santorini. Actually, I only have played 2 rounds out of 3, so I haven't had that many new games yet. So the sample is quite small. The sample of unknown games, but Santorini really stands out from those games that I haven't played. Maybe just because I somehow managed to more or less understand what one has to do in order to win this game, because there are also some which I wasn't able to crack at all. So probably those ones which you understand better also you like more. So probably this is one of the main reasons. But I really enjoyed playing Santorini.
Yeah, very elegant. Okay. And which are the ones that you didn't crack?
There was Ponte del Diavolo.
Ponte del Diavolo, one of my favorite ones.
I didn't understand almost at all, like what one has to do in order to win. Unfortunately, basically, the one game in the tournament that I played was the only game that I played. So probably this can explain if I had time to play some more training games. Probably I would have cracked it at least a little bit, but as it was kind of a mystery to me what one has to do in order to win. I was like completely destroyed in this game.
By Maurizio De Leo. By Maurizio De Leo, right?
Yes, against Maurizio. Yes.
How was your match with Maurizio? So you won 3 games out of...
No, I think Maurizio won 3 games.
Oh, really? I didn't
yeah.
It was a tough match. I think I was slightly unlucky because he had played all 4 games before, and in some games he seemed to be at least on a decent to good level. So I knew already beforehand that he's a favorite to win the match. So in order for me to have a chance, I needed to have at least some practice games, but then I managed to get COVID. So for a couple of days, I wasn't able to get out of the bed. So I didn't have too much time to practice, and finally, even if I managed to start feel better, I still didn't have energy to really study the games. So basically, the match against Mauricio happened without me really knowing 2 games out of 4. I think the Diavolo, and there was one more which I think I managed to play 1 practice game of Hex. So those 2 were really one-sided game where I was completely outplayed and destroyed.
So you had a good excuse, let's say.
Yeah, I would have liked to be able to put up a little more resistance and actually to study the games a little bit beforehand, but unfortunately it wasn't the case. So, but yeah, I at least have an excuse that I didn't feel that good.
You probably have another chance next year, let's say.
Yeah.
And then in that match, also Pietro Rossi won 3-1 against Kuno Kolk, I think. I don't remember.
I think he won against Madli, even though
Madli, okay.
Madli, yes.
So and this was also quite of a surprise. But then
I don't know. We expected the Italians to be quite good, so we didn't expect to have easy match. So we thought that it's going to be a close one.
Yeah, and finally you won just by 1 match, because the other ones you got 4-0 and 3-1, and so
it
was very close. Almost draw.
As close win as possible, and definitely it could have gone either way, because there were some games where I think either Georg or Kuno won at least 1 game which they should have lost for sure. So it was a close match and could have gone either way.
Yeah.
So happy that we managed to pull this one out of the hat. But it was hard.
Okay. Maybe before closing, you want to add some last, or I don't know if Frasco you have a last question, or you want to add some last...
No, just in general, if he has some general comments about the event, what he likes the most, what he doesn't like, what you don't like, compared to other events.
Yeah, the main thing that I really like the most is the fact that the event is taking place, because I think it's very, very good for the Mind Sports, because the event really helps to popularize and promote Mind Sports. And this is really, really nice, because there are not that many worldwide Mind Sports tournaments which include playing over several fields, several disciplines of Mind Sports. So it's very nice in that sense, and so many teams are competing, like 14 teams all over the world, over 4 continents, I think. So it's very nice. And yeah, so of course, I think some of the strongest players in the world are missing, like the defending Pentamind world champion Maciej Brzeski, and Andres Kuusk is missing. But nonetheless, there are so many strong players participating, like James Seppel and France team. There are several good players, and in Italy there was Maurizio De Leo, very strong and well-known player. So it's also a very nice and tough competition, but mainly I think it's really, really great that this event was created. Because it's really, really needed for the Mind Sports world, and I hope that it will be continued for a long, and especially it would be good if the historical first gold medal would go to Estonia.
And now this fourth round, you have the big match against France.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed. Probably this is going to be the decisive match for the entire championship.
Yeah.
Even though anything then can happen after that as well, but realistically, it seems now that these are the teams to beat, because both of us have had some narrow wins against other strong teams. So there are definitely teams in the further rounds as well that can beat us. For example, I think we haven't played England and we haven't played Germany, while France hasn't played Italy, for example. So yeah, surprises are possible, but most likely the winner of this match will have great chances to win it overall. So we definitely, from Estonian team side, we will try to put in some practice games and some studying hours before the match.
Good.
Excellent.
Good luck for it.
Yes, good luck. And now, before closing, let's remind that we organize this event in collaboration with the Mind Sports Olympiad, with pergioco.net, the Italian website, and also the sponsors that are Cosmoludo from France and Supernova from Italy. They are both editors specialized in abstract strategy games. So we thank you. We thank very much all
Thanks,
collaborators and sponsors. Thank you. Yes, thank you also to Andres for joining us for this interview. And
see you next
best
time
luck
for the next interview. And best of luck.
Exactly. Goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Aitäh.
It's Estonian.
Yes.
Okay.
Is that correct? Aitäh.
You just prepared that for the interview, or you did?
No,
Yes.
it's probably the only Estonian word that I know, and it just came to my mind.
You were waiting for the end of the interview. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna put this in the video.
Okay.